Welcome to this week's edition of Rick Reads His Email. We're going to start out with a question from Elmer in Grand Junction, Colorado. It says, I've always been able to save pictures via email per one of my tips at helpmerick.com, but now he's having some problems saving and he doesn't know what to do. Elmer, I need more information. I don't know what program you're using. I don't know how you're trying to save your pictures. I need more information to be able to answer that kind of question. Our next question is from Alicia in Uruguay. And she wrote her question in Spanish, so this will give us an opportunity to introduce you to a new website you may not have seen before called Google Translate. I'm going to highlight her question, right-click on it and copy it. Then I'm going to pull up the Google Translator, paste in the text that she wrote to me. Hopefully this isn't going to be bad. And then you can choose what language that you want to convert to and from right here. And then click Translate. And within a few seconds, we get the information about what she said. And her question is, I wanted to know if transportation birds Cameroon toward Uruguay. I think this is a result of our very popular Cameroon Pet Scams on our website, and that seems to be an upsurge in people wanting to get birds through Cameroon. And if they couldn't deliver dogs, which we know they couldn't, apparently trying to deliver birds is the new way for them to create money through their scams over in Cameroon. And a lot of times these people aren't even in Cameroon. It's just a whole mess. Go to my website and search for Cameroon. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But Alicia, we appreciate it. Do not buy pets from Cameroon unless you're visiting Cameroon and you can physically see the pet that you are buying. I wish I'd get as many computer questions at helpmerick.com as I'm getting pet scam questions, because here is one from Jason, who found an ad for an English bulldog from apparently somebody who claims to be a doctor that came to the United States to find a cure for HIV. Jason, these folks are all bogus. There's nothing I can do to stop him. What we can all do, though, is stop being so gullible, stop believing ads that are too good to be true. They are too good to be true, especially when they start wanting you to send money prior to receiving a product that you have no clue whether it's legit or not. And 99.9% of these things that you're reading about are not legit. Fred has a question about Picasa, and he says that Picasa is only able to give him 8x10 prints versus 8.5x11 prints, and he's wondering why. You can make custom prints in Picasa, and I would suggest, even if you're not using Picasa now, give it a shot. But for Fred and everyone else out there, there is a new version. It's in beta right now, but it's very stable, has a lot of great tools. Go to Picasa.com and download the new 3.0 version. The next question up is from Irv. Irv has a Canon MP 160 printer, and he has a particular error that's coming up. He only paid $97 for it back in March of 07, so we're talking about an 18-month-old printer, and he's wondering, should he just replace it or should he repair it? And this is one of those quagmires that we're in with technology today, where new technology is getting cheaper, but we're getting better products in terms of speed and quality, but not necessarily in terms of longevity. When you buy a product for $97, you've only paid a little over $10 a month to use that product. That's not too bad for that inexpensive of a product. But for you to repair it, you're probably going to end up spending at least half of the original amount or more. I would suggest donating the printer to a cause or a church or some organization. Maybe they can find someone to get it up and running, and it'll get some more use out of it. But for you, I wouldn't spend any money on it. I would just go out and get a new one. And unfortunately, that's just the state we're in at this point. Margie has an interesting question that I'm not quite grasping what she's after. She's using both Outlook Express and Microsoft Outlook, and she says it's keeping her too busy trying to delete both unwanted emails from both systems, and I'm not sure why she's using two systems. You don't have to use two different systems to retrieve your email. I would just have all of your email come into either Outlook or Outlook Express, whatever one you like, and don't use the other one. There's no way you can remove Outlook Express. That is part of Microsoft Windows, and you can't remove it. You could remove Outlook, so it appears that you want to use Outlook, but I would just not use Outlook Express. Just stop opening it up. The email will stop going into there and only go in to your Outlook. Thomas is considering a move to Ubuntu from Windows, but he says his only sticking point is his wife uses Microsoft Publisher, and he's already found that there's an open source product called Scribus that is a competitor or a similar type of a program to Microsoft Publisher, a desktop publishing product, but he's not sure exactly how to install it and then get it up and running on his Ubuntu. All you need to do is in Ubuntu click on Programs and then Add and Remove Programs, search for Scribus, and click Install. That's all there is to it, and you'll be up and running in no time. Rosie has a sound card problem where she's tried to uninstall her sound card, reinstall it, but her computer keeps telling her that there is no output device, and she's thinking that it is a hardware problem. You're probably right, Rosie. You've done a lot of the troubleshooting steps that you should take when you have this kind of a problem. Sound cards aren't too expensive. You can usually get them for between $30 and $50 unless you need a real high-end sound card, and they're very easy to install. Just simply pull the old one out if it is an actual PCI expansion type card and put the new one in, install your software, and you're ready to go. If the other one is an onboard sound, meaning that it's all built into the motherboard, you may need to go into the BIOS and disable the sound on the onboard just so it doesn't interfere before installing your new audio card. Good luck, Rosie. David has a question about Microsoft Outlook. He has Office 2003, Outlook 2003, and he's getting the following view. He actually sent me a screenshot of what he's getting when he opens up Microsoft Outlook, and so he's getting kind of a list view in his calendar. So what you need to do, Mr. Dave, is go to View up here in Outlook, and then under View you're going to go to Current View and then change the settings there to whatever type of view you need. Here's Outlook 2007. It's a slightly different version than what you're using, but if I click View from the menus, Dave, and then under Current View, I've got all these different options. And if I go to by category, then I get that list that you have. But if I click View, Current View, and then go back to day, week, month, or which one you want, you're going to get the view that you want to see. So just go under View, Current View, and you'll be able to solve your problem. Dave writes in that he's using a lot of the advice I give out on my website at helpmerick.com to help a few of his friends keep their computers clean, and he ran across something in the startup under MS-config that's just simply labeled /C, and he's not sure what it is. It looks suspicious, and it probably is suspicious. If there's something I don't see that doesn't look obvious in the MS-config and startup, I just uncheck it, Dave, and go on. The nice thing about MS-config, Dave, is that you can always uncheck it, restart your computer. If something ends up not starting that you needed to start or doesn't work properly, you can just go back in and reverse the process by going to MS-config, putting the check mark back in. But as a rule, if it doesn't identify where it's actually being started or what program is starting it in MS-config, I usually just uncheck it. The last question today is from Marcel. Marcel says he's read the instructions on how to install files or copy files to a flash drive and wants to know how to erase them or remove them from a flash drive, and it's actually just about the same kind of process. Plug your flash drive in, Marcel, pull up your flash drive in My Computer, find the file that you want to delete from the flash drive, click on it one time, and then push delete on your keyboard, or you can right click and delete the file as well. So that's how you get that done. I appreciate the email, Marcel, and if you have a question, go to my website at helpmerick.com and click on Ask a Question, and I'll answer yours here on YouTube or on my website as well. Thanks very much.